Hello Nigeria, we're back. It's been a while, but we are back to bring you the vibes, intellectual conversations, dope narrations, analysis and dissections on the Illa show streaming live on television, Tea Time. My name is Mololua, and as you know, I never do this alone. Today is Woman Crush Wednesday, and we actually have the greatest lineup of all time. I think this is the best that this show has ever seen, to be honest.
Period.
From my extreme right, Priscilla, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good, you look fine. You look better than fine. Lydia, good morning.
Good morning, Smo.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. A little bit tired, but you know.
Is that why we're doing black today?
Not funny enough, no.
We're dressing according to your mood?
Funny enough, no. We're just vibes today. Like, oh, let me just, you know.
And of course, you know we can't do this without you. So please do join on the conversation by calling in on 0909 8408 408 to share your thoughts. So, in tribute to Abdusalam, we are now going to go ahead with our trending videos to get your heart beating and your blood.
People do for love.
Yeah, she's deep in love because I feel like what probably happened is that her boyfriend found out that she cheated and said, the only way I'm going to take you back is if you do this. Or could someone have done that out of their own free will?
I think so.
It's a bribe. You know, forgive you and get PS5.
In public.
Yeah, trust me. Some people do.
Are crazy. Like, it's love. They don't think. People don't
I'm telling you, I literally saw a picture of someone that got a tattoo on her forehead. Like, I forgot what the name was.
Oga something.
Yeah, Oga something. Let's say his name was Samuel. So like Oga Samuel, like right in the middle of her forehead, in calligraphy. And I'm like,
It wasn't even husband as well, his boyfriend.
Obviously.
So it's just like, you know, people will do anything. I'm not even surprised at this point. But I think it's kind of sweet.
Kind of what?
Yeah, it's kind of sweet.
No, it's not. It's not.
To me, that kind of thing can only be a threat. Like, if you threatened me that I would do that. Honestly, that was the only thing that came to my mind. That he gave her an ultimatum. That if you don't do this, we're done.
You don't get this.
Yes.
It might not be that. I mean,
it might not be that way. Though. It doesn't really look that way. It feels like she's going all out to make sure that he actually takes her back. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that's the way it looks like. She's like, you know what? I'm going to stand in the road. I'm going to buy you a PS5, and I'm going to put a poster that says, "I'm sorry."
Or maybe she was just waiting for him to like. Maybe show up. Maybe she called him and was like, "Oh, okay, like just please let's just see."
To get his attention.
Yes. She could have just been on his way to, you know, his house. Maybe he just picked up all the things.
No. The fact that this was done in public is what I can't. Fair enough. I understand some relationships are worth fighting for. In private, I'm so sorry. Never. No. My street cred.
Well, maybe it wasn't meant to be.
I have a reputation to avoid.
Can you imagine?
It looks like someone just saw her. Probably she was.
Yeah, that's what I feel like as well.
God forbid.
But I mean, even holding the sign like in public, she could have had it delivered to like where she was going, or just like keep it somewhere close.
If she has enough money, what if that was the last cash that she used?
Why would it not be the last cash when she's buying PS5?
Exactly.
That's the way it looks like. It looks like it's the last cash she had that she just put into PS5 and the card.
Bad thing.
Most seriously?
Terrible things.
Can you imagine?
Tim said it best. Crazy things are indeed happening.
Screaming.
And let's go on to the next trendy video, please.
C-O-N-S-T-A-N-T. Generator.
Generator. Ne constant.
Generator.
Generator. Ne constant.
It's the generic, and this is from
the confidence and
so cute.
I'm telling you, so cute,
so
innocent and so cute.
Aww,
very, very cute.
But
actually,
truly, like that's what everybody calls it. But he's reading what it says, but he's telling you what he knows it is.
Yes.
Exactly.
So I kind of get it. I kind of get it. Yeah, because why would you say constant when you're looking at a generator? It doesn't really. Nobody calls it that.
Exactly. The child is just being a child.
Exactly.
He's just telling you what to know, whether he sees it or not.
And to be fair to him, why is constant written? That I'm not pretty sure that's not the name of the company that made the generator or something. So why is that?
But let's be real. Who will write generator on top the generator like that?
Well.
Call it spade is what I say. It's a generator, right? Generator.
Exactly. Why are you confusing the
I'm
child?
confusing everybody. But this reminds me of a Bible verse that says, "Faith is the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen." Because it's like he's seeing something, but he's like, "No, this is what I know it is." Like regardless of what is written there, this is what I know.
Whether I spelled this
exactly,
it's generator.
Yes.
Period.
Similarly, like within our own lives, whatever, regardless of whatever you're seeing, if you know who you are, then
you know.
Stand on what you know.
Constant it is, young one.
Alright then, let's go to our last trending video.
You got a friend in me. 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 You got a friend in me.
Things leaving the group chat, like it's actually like a celebration now.
I'm telling you,
anything to leave the group chat, like a meetup, a holiday, or anything. You know, people like go on holiday and they're like the holiday that finally left the group chat, or the meetup that finally left the group chat. Because I don't know what it. Well, it's adulthood. I was going to say, well, I don't know what it is, but it's adulthood. Everybody's schedules are different.
And people are just tired. Even if you plan from now to tomorrow, you just want to still lie on your bed.
Honestly, that's why someone said 2025, let's just do it next year.
Let's just do it next year.
I don't know, honestly, but I feel like as adults, we do have to be intentional though, because it's very easy, I think, to just...
It's very easy to just, get swept up with life and, I'm tired and, work. And you literally have to just be intentional and create that time for rest, for whatever it is, even like with your friendships, even if you're not going on holidays, you might just be scheduling phone calls or whatever. I'm just like, even that one, I'm telling you, I still remember when I was a teenager, and I remember I have like a friend that's, a bit older, and I remember when I was accusing him once, like, like I'm always texting you, but you never respond, and I think he was even maybe in university that time, not even like in the job market or anything, and he's like, don't worry, when you get to that stage, they did not have to tell me twice.
Exactly.
I know people are accusing me. I'm just like, guys, I love you, but I just can't. Like, honestly. So I totally understand, but you just have to be intentional with these things.
That's all it is. It takes so much intentionality, I feel. But if it's important to you, then you make time for what's important to you, I guess.
Well, it's not easy to always make time.
It's not.
Because by the time you actually go like, okay, let's do this tomorrow. Tomorrow would come and oh my god, why did I say anything?
This is a story of my life.
It always happens. And if you're making friends with if you're making that arrangement with someone that's like you, both of you just ignore it.
Ignore it.
But then it's even worse when it's with somebody that like really likes to go out.
Yeah, so they'll be the stress is there. Oh god.
I really thought you forgot. But
sometimes the intention is pure, like you actually want to go, but sometimes you just can't find it in you to just. I'm telling you, the flesh is battered. It's not even weak, battered.
Oh boy! So as you know, it's Women Crush Wednesday, and we are representing for you all. We are going to then dive in to our trending stories for today, and it's fitting to start talking about. Well, a legend in her own right, Unfortunately, the story didn't end as we would have liked for it to, but even still, days after the tragic death of Ugandan Olympian Rebecca Cheptegei, the man accused of setting her on fire in a horrific attack has succumbed to his own injuries. Dixon Ndiema, Cheptegei's former partner, passed away from the severe burns he sustained during the alleged assault of Rebecca. The incident, believed to be motivated by a land dispute, has sent shockwaves through the sporting community and, of course, beyond. So I'm sure you guys heard of the lady the Olympian, who, so let's give her credit because she's not just any lady. The Olympian who was attacked by her boyfriend and died.
Her ex.
Well, her ex, sorry, and died. So, news has now arisen that the ex himself also,
according to the injuries,
has also passed away.
Well.
Priscilla, please. Priscilla, please.
Well, what did you expect? If he's going to burn someone, let him burn the person from far away. That's the thing. Throw your match far.
Generally, I don't know how to feel because I know some people will feel like, yay, justice, but it's like, this wasn't, like you said, I really wish the story didn't end this way. Now both families are grieving and it's just all shades of, sadness. I don't know.
All shades of black right now.
Oh, really? I see what she did there. But, honestly, it's just so sad. Like, really, land. I mean, fine, I'm not saying it's not important, but at the same time, like...
It's not that important.
It's not that important. Like, isn't that deep? Do you understand? But...
at least, not at least, please.
Okay.
But he's dead. And now, like, land is still...
Exactly. Now the land is just there. Like, with no occupants, no plan.
Even if he didn't die, he would have ended up in jail.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't even know what to say.
Can we really say he got what he deserved? Because it's just sad. Like, why go through that lens just for a piece of land and then burn yourself together? So, did you think that you'll be alive and partly burnt and be on your
partly
land?
burnt
and be? And also, I just feel like, I wonder what the relationship disintegrated into because how can, honestly, the thought of these kind of things always just confuse me. How can somebody that you once loved or once claimed to love, you're going to burn?
Yeah.
I think people are just crazy. That's just the word. People are just crazy.
I don't know.
Did this even happen before, like she, went for the Olympics, or was it after?
No, it couldn't have happened before the Olympics. It has to have happened after.
Oh, okay. So what I ever meant was the like the breakup. That was actually what I meant.
I mean,
I don't think there's clear details on that.
Clear details. Because it just seems very like, okay, fine, I get they're fighting over them, but it's like, okay, was the dispute, before? Were they, broken up? Yeah, I don't know, man. This is just, to me, it's just really sad.
I feel like
it could be deeper than just land, though.
Because surely
it could be deeper than just land. Because I feel like
ridiculous.
When it comes to like things of the heart, people go crazy and people just go all out. They don't really bond people for land. They can just settle this in court if it's that crazy. But when it comes to like all this, I feel like that's when people go batshit crazy. That's just it for me.
God, I beg you. Well, obviously, we hope that the souls of the deceased rest in peace, and that justice is served in whatever way that can happen at this time. So, yeah, let's move on to another sort of quite important issue as women that I think is worth discussing. Selena Gomez is the one to have brought this to our attention. She revealed that she's unable to carry her own children due to health issues. Singer and actress, as we know her, she's come out to say that she's been battling lupus, which is an autoimmune disease that makes your immune system damage organs and tissues throughout your body. And she said that she's been battling this since 2013 and shared her personal struggles during a recent interview. Gomez explained how she had initially envisioned starting a family in a different sort of sort of way, but has come to terms with the reality of the situation that she's in. Despite challenges, though, she remains optimistic about the future and is excited about the possibility of becoming a mother through other means like surrogacy or adoption, and has emphasized that her journey to motherhood may not follow the sort of conventional, traditional paths, but she's grateful for the opportunity to start a family in her own way. And I think as women, this is something that I'm thinking society is becoming a bit more open to discussing.
Yeah.
Because before, I think, a woman's sort of value was almost tied to her reproductive organs. If you can't have children,
You're not a woman. Yeah, most people still look at it that way, but I feel Selena Gomez is so full of positivity at this point, because even to be so comfortable with her own self, to say that outside, even though some people have their own opinion and they're going to go against her, like she still said it as it is. I feel like she's so full of positivity. It's a really good thing, and it's also encouraging to other girls as well. Like, they should just be comfortable in their own self, no matter your situation. Just be yourself. It's really nice and encouraging.
Yeah, very.
I'm really, really happy for her. I'm not, happy that she's going through issues, but just happy that, she's just able to be open and, share her struggles, and not just the perfect celebrity life. And I think, wasn't it Inidima or Koje some months back too, that was sharing about the infertility issues as well. So I like that these conversations are coming up, and people are saying that, I mean, not necessarily that we're rejoicing over something bad, but that they are actually, they're more common than we think, and they're actually normal, and there are solutions to there are other ways that you can have children, as opposed to, God forbid, you will bear your children your body, Jesus name. So I still feel like it's a win, and I like that she's also full of positivity.
I think September is a month where I know polycystic ovarian syndrome in particular is being sort of celebrated, or awareness is being made of it in the month of September. So this is another thing that affects women and could lead to infertility or fertility issues that honestly a lot more people than you would think have PCOS. And it's just another thing that, if it's not talked about, it makes people feel alone, and it makes them feel like, oh my gosh, like I'm broken.
Your role.
Yeah. And I think, like, I know that it might not be the most easy thing to be vulnerable about, but I feel like what you'll find is that talking about it will help you see that there is actually a lot more of it than you think.
Exactly. It helps them to be a little bit more open-minded, gives them that relaxed state of mind, and it's very important. Your mind is very, very important.
I think it makes them.
If you don't accept, like, it's not easy to accept it, but if you don't come to terms with your situation, there's no how that you'll be able to move forward. And the fact that she has been able to do it it's just mind-blowing, because it's not easy to be able to know that a person is not going to be able to give birth. The fact that she knows it and she has sort of ways to go about it, then good for her.
I like the fact that, and her sharing her experience as well makes people to feel like they're not alone, because sometimes you can get so overwhelmed by what you're going through, and you forget that, okay, nothing is new under the sun, but sometimes you just feel like,
is it only me?
Yeah, like, am I the only one with all these problems? So big love to you, Selena Gomez.
I mean, do you guys think that in Nigeria now we've come to that point of acceptance? Because we do have celebrities like Iniedo, for example, who, she has a child that I don't think was necessarily through sort of conventional means. So
most people are accepting, and
in Nigeria,
the other half is not. I heard so many I saw so many comments on that case where people were going like, oh, you're a woman, you should have just done this. People were saying that she did it because of she was scared that her body would have lost shape, and that trauma or trauma of going through motherhood. People are accusing her of not wanting to go through it and still wanting a child. So Nigeria is still in the process of getting to that level, and most Nigerians, they'll, like, no matter what, whether the child can be born through natural means or not, they shall want the child don't want to hear anything about surrogacy or
adoption. I
They
feel like
they just want their own
was-
child through their own body. But I feel like most people now are kind of are leaning towards that side.
Really?
Nigeria here, yeah.
Okay, that would be good, because that would then mean that a lot of people, if people are leaning towards that side, then, for example, for surrogacies that have to happen, there have to be people that are willing to volunteer to be surrogate.
Yes, even
So
in Nigeria, there are people that they
that
pay
do-
well. Yes,
Okay.
I've heard of cases like that. Even people that are currently still donating their eggs right now. Like I've heard of so many cases like that here in Nigeria.
It just hurts me that adoption isn't really so, like, the Nigerians are not really so open to adoption like that. You know, at least surrogacy, you know, I think I heard that you know, the baby's blood won't mix with the mom's blood, you know, so at least there's still an element of connection. But I feel like that adoption, Nigerians are just so yeah. I mean, it's different if, okay, maybe you have your own children and then you just have someone, okay, just want to support, and you're like, oh, okay, I take this person as my daughter. But actually, maybe not being able to have a child and then choosing to adopt, I think that Nigerians are still finding, you know, generally speaking, they're still just finding it so
I feel like
difficult.
most people would not even refer to that child as yours. That's
Yeah,
something
there
that
will
is-
always be one
They're
sort of
like, "Well,
discrepancy.
it's not really your child. No."
Yeah, it just baffles me. Like, I chose to take this person as my child. Like, can we just move on? But no.
Especially because there are so many children in the world that need parents.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not obviously saying that
But at the
nobody
end of
should
the
want
day, it's
their
just
own, but
you do you be you. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
who
Whatever
really
works
cares? At
for
the end of the
you.
day, it's your thing. It's not like anybody's going to contribute for you. So
And even the concept of family now has been, you know, completely broken down, because most people believe now that it's like, okay, fine, no, you have blood, but it's really the people that you have like emotional
Yes,
connections
yes,
with and things
yes.
that are your real family. So I mean, do whatever works for you, you know.
And I think that's a good note for us to take a break. Let's go for a short music break and we'll be right back. Welcome back from the music break. We hope you enjoyed the jams. Of course you did. They were by women, so they were giving by default, by definition. Welcome back to Tea Time. I'm still here, Mololuwa, with the girls on a Woman Crush Wednesday.
Yeah.
And we are going to be talking about, arguably, in fact, some would argue that this is the girl of all girls, Beyoncé. The Beyoncé, the Queen Bee. She recently granted an interview, and if we know Beyoncé, we know that that is not a regular occurrence. Where she opened up about the challenges of maintaining her privacy in today's digital age. The singer discussed her efforts to protect her personal life and ensure efforts to protect her children, and so that they have a sense of sort of normalcy in their lives. Beyoncé emphasized the importance of setting boundaries and protecting one's personal information in a world where information is so highly and easily accessible. She highlighted the contrast between the earlier era of technology, where communication was more limited, and the current era, where people can connect with loved ones instantly, and indeed not so loved ones as well, to be honest. So, first of all, Beyonce saying that she wants to give her children a sense of normalcy. If your mom is Beyonce,
well, that's why she's saying it. Like, their life is already like
yes,
basically everywhere. So the fact that she's trying to create that privacy to give them, that's what it feels like to be normal. I think
But is it possible?
It is. It's to an extent. It feels like it is to an extent. That's why her life is very private. So giving her, like, making herself putting herself in that situation, she's also making her children's life private as well. Because it's not just about her anymore, it's about her family.
As a celebrity, privacy, I don't know. I feel like privacy might be a bit of a big ask as a celebrity, because you make your living off of the fact that people engage with you in some way, shape or form. So I feel like drawing that line now as to, okay, this is a part of my life you can't engage with, I don't know.
It's something that she had been doing. So it's like, for her, it's like a schedule or like an arrangement she's used to, and she knows she has drawn that line.
But do you not think she might be limiting her like full potential by virtue of that line?
Sincerely, I don't think so.
It's not about limiting potential. I don't think it's about limiting potential. I think it's about making herself secure. Because there are some kind of things that once they are open to the public, it gives a bad impression or a bad narrative, and I think that's what she's trying to.
But then there are also some things that if the public have access to, you have higher chances of becoming more. So, for example, like if her children were more out there, there could be several brands.
Are you joking with me?
Her children would be.
Did you see
like ambassadors for?
That's what do you call it? Her tour with Blue Ivy, and she was putting her child on. I feel like it's not every single situation that you try to put yourself out there because of opportunities that are out there. Sometimes you need to give yourself that private life. If Beyonce did not draw that line for her personal life and her work life, then she would have no privacy at all. People will literally barge into, like, it's Beyonce we're talking about here. People will literally barge into her house and try to take pictures and, you know, leak some kind of private kind of things. I think it's very important that she draws that line so that people don't cross.
I think it's I don't in terms of the opportunity, like she's Beyonce, like she says. So I think she's already done well making a name for herself, and then now being in a, as they call it, like a power couple relationship kind of thing. So it's like if it doesn't come from being Beyonce, it could come. Well, I mean, but then if it doesn't come from being Beyonce, it will come from being Jay-Z's wife. If it doesn't come from being Jay-Z's wife, it will come from, having, resources. So I think generally in terms of that, I feel like she's very, like secure. Very well. So keeping her family private, honestly, I don't blame her. And, because she's been in the industry long enough, I think that, she would have definitely she definitely understands, the pros and cons. And I mean, Blue Ivy is out there because Blue Ivy has gotten, she's mature a bit and she's gotten the understanding of some things. She might not necessarily be allowed to maybe handle like social media accounts or any of those things, but at least
like that's for her own good as well.
It's still for her own good. So she has like the right level of exposure to know, okay, my mom is Beyonce, she's into this whole showbiz thing and everything, but there's still a place where we draw the line. And then as opposed to just putting everything out there, my twins, my kids, my family.
So if a celebrity or somebody that was trying to be on a kind of Beyonce level,
like let's use Kim Kardashian for instance.
Okay.
All her children, you see all their posts on social media, you hear the kind of comments people give. I feel like if you compare their own lifestyle together with the way Kim K puts her family out there, every single thing is out there, and compared to Beyonce, you start to see reasons why Beyonce is behaving this kind of way in terms of privatizing her personal life compared to Kim, that her personal life is out there. When you look at their comments, like the comments that they give this and the comments that people Beyonce gets, you start to understand the reason why she does some kind of things. And for me, I think it's very understandable, especially with how what's that her child's name?
Kim?
North?
No, Kim.
Oh, Northwest, yeah.
You know how the comments people give her, like, and they start to criticize Kim for making her child to be able to handle her accounts and those kind of things. I think it's very important for Beyonce to be able to make her children to understand that it's not everything that should be out there. It's not everything that people need to see. You need to keep some things to your own self. That's when you experience that life of, like, things being normal. Because it's only for, like, till they grow to a certain age. I
so the children are of a certain age that you feel like they should have.
Then they can decide
what they want to do.
Exactly.
But to be fair, in this example, I mean, both of them sort of rose to fame in like different ways. So Beyonce, it was more of like her craft, speaking for her and bringing the opportunities. So I think it's a bit. It's kind of easier for Beyonce, or, quote unquote, easier to determine to have more of a private life than Kim Kardashian, because, Kim Kardashian, with the whole thing. No, I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, in terms of the example, like, I mean, if you comparing them, I'm not saying you're comparing them, but I'm just saying, like, it's less easy for, someone like Kim Kardashian, because it was literally like, like the TV show, literally putting everything out there and then people getting all the drama and everything. So, I mean, because they have like two different, would I say, yeah, like two different, lives, two different sort of career paths.
As recommended by Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. This move aims to protect children from the harmful effect of social media and encourage them to engage in more physical activities. So basically, go outside and play. However, there are concerns about the feasibility of enforcing such a ban, as age verification methods can be unreliable and easily circumvented, to be honest. Despite these challenges, though, the Australian government remains committed to protecting children from the negative impact of social media and promoting their well-being. This is the same 2024 where 1.5-year-olds have iPads that belong to them. I'm just wondering how possible it is.
Well, it's a good thing that the Australian government has come to understand that it's not everything that should be on the phone.
But if the government think that, but the parents don't.
I don't think it's that the parents don't think so, but the parents aren't really finding better ways, or maybe because of their, work schedules and all of that, they're finding it difficult to, separate the child from distractions. They just need to be able to have some time to get some things done, right? So if it's playing outside, some children can't play unsupervised, right? Some people might have like pools in their homes or something, and meanwhile they have to like join an online meeting, like they're already sacrificing enough working from home, so I don't think it's so much that the parents are not. I think they're just having a hard time adjusting or finding an adequate, even if you're going to hire a nanny, it's not like here in Nigeria where okay, there's still like a reasonable amount that you can pay your nanny. There it's like a proper job, and so you'll be required to pay like, and of course the minimum wage is even good, so it's not like okay, maybe like 30,000 or it'll be 70,000 naira, even if you convert it to the Australian currency, so I think that's where the issue is. But in terms of the Australian government regulating, I think that if they can find a way around it,
that's the problem. Which way would they find?
Other way could there be? Because
which way can they find around it? Even us on Facebook, as 10 years ago on Facebook, when they say how old did you need to be to have Facebook then? No, I can't remember. But you had to
18.
Yeah, maybe, and you just lie, Abby. Is it that hard? You just find the
there would have to be some sort of.
You just lie and say you're this, and then your account is created.
Maybe they could use based off the images and things that the children post or something like that. Yeah, I mean, because the thing is that even in terms of restricting, they still have to look for ways that they're going to respect the user's privacy. So I think that's where it gets kind of dicey, because if you want to actually go all out, it would have to be maybe some sort of monitoring of texts and things like that.
It's supposed to be like on the parents, because you cannot really restrict a child per se, because children can be very, very.
And we're even talking of up to the age of 16 here. They're even teenagers. How are you going to get a teenager not to use social media?
It's difficult. That's what I'm saying. It should be up to the parents, because these kids, they can't keep on growing and like always looking at their phones, their pads, and the rest. It's not healthy. It's not wise. It's not advisable.
I feel like this is what everybody says until they have children. No. But now I'm like, you know what?
Just take it and
bro. No, honestly, it's not healthy. That's the truth. Like, and I know that we all say it, and that's why I said it's because of just just take and let me do what I need to do. But I think that sometimes, and I'm not a parent, but I think that sometimes children just want like that, obviously there's their attention. No, I mean like they even just want you. So for example, I think involving children in some of the things that you're doing. So for example, it's like, okay, maybe you need to cook, and then obviously you want your child to like leave the kitchen, don't be there. But what if like maybe to an extent they kind of get involved? Instead of just giving them, well, I mean,
it's very messy. But I mean, this month is a month that I think very much coincides with what the Australian government are thinking, which is, suicide prevention. Yeah, for the things that maybe potentially push people to the point where they feel like taking their own lives is the only solution available to them. Things like this truly might be measures that are preventative, so that we don't have as many people getting to the points where they feel like they are in such a bad place mentally or in any other way really, where they feel like suicide is their only option. So it is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, and so take it as a duty to yourselves or for yourselves as well. People around you. It really starts with being, as simply put, as being kind to your fellow man, fellow woman. And I think this is a good place actually to wrap the show up. This is where we draw the curtains for today. Thank you so much for being with us and joining the conversation. And please do know that you can join the conversation on social media with the hashtag teatime. And remember, you can catch up on all our previous episodes, including this very one, by subscribing to our YouTube channel at PlusTvAfrica Lifestyle. You can also watch Tea Time on R2TV in the UK on Ben Television and DSTV channel 408. A big thank you goes to my co-anchors, to the ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you guys very much. And of course, the entire production team. Thank you as well for watching Tea Time. My name is Mololua, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.